Okay, it's been a while. I'm just sitting here trying to enjoy some breakfast. And of course, since I woke up this morning, it has been just obnoxiousness. Let's go ahead and record some of the obnoxious people that have been bothering me. I think that's a good idea. This one keeps trying to get me to come over and do something. Or just record everything. It's a nice day. And that one. Right there. And these ones too. Right on camera. One of the interesting things that I found about these people is that when they come around, one of the things that they like to say is, don't do nothing, don't say anything, don't record me. Don't put me on camera. I don't like being on camera. They're the ones that keep coming around. I'm just trying to enjoy my breakfast. And it's like, you know what it's like? It's like mosquitoes that sense where you are and just keep constantly trying to land on you and suck out your blood. That's what it's like, honestly. That's what it seems to me. That's exactly what it's kind of like. It's like pests that just won't go away until they're killed. And I'm guessing he's finally gonna leave. Look, he's been here for since I've been here, earlier than I've been here. Earlier, that one right there. Earlier, just jumping on the thing, yelling, and he even said something to me. He was bothering me. I'm trying to eat. It won't leave me alone. Just kept bothering me. Until I pulled out the camera and got him on tape. Now he's leaving. Now he's gone. You see him leaving. He kept coming back. Like, I kept getting messages of, why don't you go and sit over there? Because that's normally where I sit, right there. And so I knew as soon as I got here this morning that they would initiate something. They'd be doing something. And so that's what they're about. Yes. There's some attacking going on today. One of the things that the mind control, I'll just say real quick what some of the things are that they've been up to. As of late, things have been fairly quiet. One of the reasons is because they can't steal from me anymore. That's one of the things that they do, is they like to steal. They're an organized criminal gang. The police are a part of it. The American government is a part of it. If you look at all the things that they do, they're an organized criminal gang. That's what they are. There's no doubt about it. That does all sorts of horrible stuff and justifies it with violence. If you look at everything that's going on, they justify their behavior with violence. And they do all sorts of nasty stuff in order to solidify their position with violent acts. And so as of late, one of the things that they've been trying to push, as I have noticed and realized, that they're stealing. And so I don't want them to steal. They're not going to steal from me anymore. No more stealing. And so one of the themes that they're trying to push into my head is that, oh, we're trying to help you, and this is you are a machine, and you're a part of something that we want to do. What's going on is entirely under our control. Everything that's happening, we have decided it, and that is what is going on. This guy must be talking to his fucking wife or something. He's been on the phone for an hour. Who knows? At least he left. He's over there now. they've been constantly trying, and one of the things that happened, again, one of the reasons is because they want to destroy your confidence in yourself. That's one of the reasons why they keep doing this. They want to destroy the confidence that you have in protecting yourself. Like, one of the things that I've established for me is that I understand that these things are attacking. One of the things that happens is that they attack every single day. There's not a day that goes by in which they haven't initiated some form of attack. And a lot of it comes in terms of trying to put me in fear of going and doing the things that I want to do. They even tried to put me in fear of coming to the park today. No joke. He's standing on top of the table now. I guess there's something that he wants to talk about. Something. It's strangeness. High strangeness. Anyway, so there's not a day that goes by. But one of the things that I find very interesting also, and funny, is that every single day they try to convince me that they're not doing anything, too. That's the funny part. And that even goes into people commenting on my videos. I've gone ahead and muted some people and deleted some accounts and stuff like that. It's not that it's a big deal to me, but if you walk in my shoes and you realize what has happened from the beginning, it's not something that you can just go back into denial. I was actually forced out of my own home through fear. I actually had someone spike. I bought some weed once from a white guy, and they actually spiked it. And I remember the day that I went and got it. It was a white guy who was a barber in Massachusetts, and an army vehicle was just sitting on the corner when I went to go pick it up. And so someone had already tipped them off. And this is during the midst of the strangeness in which I was just starting to understand. Not even understand, starting to see that, this is like there's a military component to this. They spiked the fucking weed. I smoked that weed and I went schizophrenic. I had to be admitted into a hospital because of the fear and schizophrenia that was induced onto me through the spiked weed. Yes. That type of stuff. And I'm telling you, I had smoking weed nonstop for at least a year at that point and never had an experience like that. I bought it from a white guy just one time. And that's the experience I had. I'm serious. I had to go to be admitted into a hospital, and I spent 5 days in a hospital dealing with the schizophrenia. They were trying to create a psychotic break in order to create an alternative personality in which they could use, in which they have used on many others, to become killers. It's one of the reasons. It's like, if you've ever heard of these stories of people who have been brought up in this type of environment, in this type of cult-like environment, and they create alternative personalities. Some of them are useful in different ways. One of the ways is I don't know. There's a lot of different ways. One of the ways is like turning them into like agents, like killer agents, where they are disassociated from the normal things that go on in their lives. And if you speak to some of these victims, some of these people, and it starts off at childhood too, where they turn them into sex slaves and stuff like that, and memory machines. They turn them into some type of robot. That's what they were trying to do, but they couldn't. And so they tried to throw me away. They tried to kill me. And so it comes with an extreme amount of trauma in order to create a split personality in which disassociates itself from the trauma. And it turns, and from my personal experience, when dealing with some of these people, especially when it comes to mind control, they sound just like children. I mean, I'm not kidding. I've actually heard them say in my own mind, "We don't care." And sound like that. "We don't care. We don't like you." It's like, I'm serious. I'm not lying. There is some problems that they got going on. And anyway, so when you deal with stuff like that happens on a daily basis, it don't matter what they say and what they try to convince you of. It's their actual actions. For example, this one was sitting right here bothering me. There's been about 4 or 5, maybe 6 attacks nonstop from him. And I know it's coming from him or one of them. And usually they have to be in close proximity. One of the things that they do, one of the things that they like to do, is to occupy the space in which you were comfortable in. This includes where you sleep. Like, for example, the last 2 days, there have been people sleeping where I sleep. They've actually been told to go there and sleep there. Now, and one of the funny things that I found is that there are lights that get turned on and over there, so it's fairly bright. They actually know the schedule of when someone's going to be using certain fields and when the lights are going to be on, and they literally were there exactly as the lights went off. Not only that, what also happened, like the first night when they tried to take over my space, I had slept somewhere else and had just woken up, and one of their people it was literally waiting for me to wake up, rode past me on her bike, exactly to the space where I went to go and sleep, and said that she's going to be sleeping there, and that's where she normally sleeps. No joke. I mean, like, I'm dealing, like, it, like, the way that they work is that they do one thing, and then they just keep going and going and going and going until they're killed. They just won't stop until they're killed. That's like a pest. That's exactly what happened. I had been in a sleep. I had been sleeping for a good 3-4 hours. I wake up exactly as I wake up. This white lady on her bike is passing me as I wake up and start getting my stuff ready to go to the spot where I normally feel comfortable, and decided that she's going to be in that space instead of me. Not that I'm like, not that it's a big deal. It is kind of a big deal when you get down to it. When you get down to it and see what they're really up to, it's a little bit of an annoyance. Because the criminal gang is following me and watching every little thing I do and doing whatever they can to create trauma so that they can turn me into one of these crazy people that goes around and kills people. I'm not lying. I'm not joking. This is exactly some of the MK Ultra, the Manchurian type of shit, which they're into. And then they've got people around to try to turn you crazy. They're already crazy. They're already fucked. They already can be turned into weapons at any point in time. That's one of them over there. I had already took a video. Yes, they're violent psychopaths. And they're trying to turn me into one of their violent psychopaths. And they don't like that I'm doing what I want. They have this agenda. And they won't. And this is the issue that I've got. They refuse to go away. They literally try and follow you and attach onto you like a tick, like a parasite, and refuse to go away. So I just wanted to take some video and show that there's some annoyances going on. It's not as bad as it used to be. It's much better. But, I'm just trying to have my breakfast, and they're being obnoxious. Anyway, peace out.